Ever notice how some people just don't really use social media? They rarely post, barely scroll, and somehow seem more focused and less stressed than everyone else. Psychology suggests that people who stay away from social media often develop different thinking patterns than those who use it constantly. Researchers studying digital behavior have found that limiting social media can change how the brain processes attention, validation, and even relationships. And once you look closer, a few psychological traits start to appear again and again. The first one is something most people don't even realize they've lost. 1. They value mental clarity over stimulation. Most people check social media dozens of times a day, constantly feeding their brain new information. Every like or notification gives a small dopamine boost, but people who avoid social media become more aware of how this constant stimulation affects them. Instead of chasing quick rewards, they prefer quieter mental environments. That's why they're more comfortable with silence, deep thinking, and uninterrupted focus. 2. They are less dependent on external validation. Many people unconsciously measure their value through likes, views, and comments. Psychologists call this external validation seeking. But people who stay away from social media tend to build their identity differently. Their confidence comes more from personal goals, values, and real-world experiences, not online reactions. And that changes everything. 3. They protect their attention more carefully. Attention is one of the brain's most valuable resources, and social media is designed to capture it for as long as possible. But people who rarely use it are often very aware of this. So instead of constant interruptions, they choose where their focus goes. And that gives them a huge mental advantage. 4. They're more comfortable being alone with their thoughts. Most people scroll whenever they feel bored or slightly uncomfortable. Over time, the brain learns to escape discomfort instantly. But people who don't rely on social media handle boredom differently. They sit with it. And this is where something powerful happens, because that mental space is where creativity, reflection, and deeper thinking begin. 5. They prefer deeper connections over constant interaction. Most people interact with hundreds of people online through quick messages, likes, or reactions. But people who stay off social media often prioritize fewer, more meaningful relationships. Instead of constant surface-level interaction, they invest time in deeper conversations and real-world connections. And psychologically, those connections tend to be far more fulfilling. If you relate to even one of these traits, it might explain why you've always felt a little different from most people. And if you're curious about how the mind really works, follow for more.